Chosen one, listen closely. What I'm about to reveal is not just another spiritual message. This is a divine transmission meant specifically for you. The fact that you found this video is no accident. It's a sacred appointment that was written in the stars long before you even knew to look for it. Right now, a powerful energy is sweeping across the spiritual realm, and only those with awakened souls can feel it. This is why you're here. This is why you've been drawn to this message at this exact moment. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange sensation that something is shifting inside you, that your perception of reality is being altered, that you're somehow becoming more than you were before. These feelings are not your imagination. They are confirmation that you are experiencing the 7 divine activations, a rare spiritual phenomenon that occurs only when a soul has reached its final stage of awakening. The time of waiting is over. For years you've sensed that you were different, that you carried something special within you that others couldn't see or understand. You've experienced synchronicities, dreams, and intuitive hits that seemed to be guiding you toward something greater. What if I told you that everything, every challenge, every moment of doubt, every unexplainable experience has been preparing you for what's happening right now? Before we continue, if you're truly one of the chosen ones who is meant to receive this message, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and type 777 in the comments below. This sacred number will amplify the divine energy of this message and signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what comes next. Are you prepared to discover the 7 divine activations happening within you? Your final awakening begins now. Section 1. The Awakening of Divine Origin. Do you know where you truly come from, chosen one? The answer is far more profound than what you've been told. Your existence didn't begin with your earthly parents or even with this current lifetime. Your true origin transcends the physical world entirely. You were born from the very fabric of divinity itself. Your DNA carries a sacred code that connects you directly to source energy. This is why you've always felt different. Why you've always sensed that there was something more to your existence than what others could see. In John chapter 1:12, the scripture tells us, "But to all who did receive him, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God." This isn't just poetic language. It's a profound truth about your divine heritage and birthright. You are not merely a physical being, having occasional spiritual experiences. You are a spiritual being, having a temporary human experience. Consider Sarah, 42, a school teacher from Colorado. For years, she felt disconnected from her life, as if she was simply going through the motions. Then one night she experienced what she describes as a remembering, a profound awakening where she suddenly recalled her divine origin. It wasn't like remembering a memory, she explains. It was like remembering who I am. I suddenly knew without any doubt that I came from somewhere beyond this world and that I was here for a specific purpose. The first divine activation happening within you right now is the remembering of your true origin. The veil that has kept you disconnected from your divine heritage is lifting, and you're beginning to recall the truth of who you really are. And this is happening for a reason. You see, the world is entering a pivotal time of transformation. The collective consciousness is shifting, and those who carry the divine spark, the chosen ones like you, are being activated to help guide humanity through this transition. What if the challenges you've faced throughout your life weren't random hardships, but necessary preparations? What if every difficult experience was actually strengthening you for this very moment? In Jeremiah 1:5, God says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you before you were born. I set you apart." This ancient wisdom confirms what your soul already knows. You were chosen for this time, for this purpose. long before you took your first breath. The sacred truth is that you are a direct extension of divine consciousness, temporarily housed in a human body. Your soul carries the frequency of source energy, which is why you've always felt a deeper connection to the spiritual realm. When was the last time you felt a sudden knowing that seemed to come from beyond your normal consciousness? When did you last experience a moment of clarity that seemed to originate from somewhere beyond your logical mind? These are not random occurrences. They are moments when your divine origin breaks through the illusion of separation. As this first activation intensifies within you, you'll begin to notice a shift in how you perceive yourself and the world around you. The limited identity you once accepted will begin to dissolve, replaced by an expanding awareness of your true divine nature. This isn't just a conceptual understanding, it's a visceral knowing that will transform every aspect of your existence. Your divine origin is awakening within you, now chosen one. And this is only the first of the 7 divine activations that are currently unfolding in your life. Section 2. The Divine Time Activation. Time is not what you've been taught to believe. Chosen one. In the physical realm, we experience time as linear, a straight line moving from past to present to future. But in the divine realm, time exists as an eternal now, a single unified moment where all possibilities exist simultaneously. And right now, your consciousness is beginning to shift from physical time to divine time. This is the second activation occurring within you, the Divine Time Activation. It's realigning your energy field with the higher frequencies of spiritual time, allowing you to transcend the limitations that have kept you bound to linear existence. For 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. Psalm 94. This sacred text reveals a profound truth about divine time, that it operates on a completely different scale than human time. And as a chosen one, you're beginning to experience this shift in your own life. Have you noticed how certain days seem to stretch on endlessly, while others pass in the blink of an eye? Have you experienced moments where time seemed to stand still, or periods where weeks blended together in a dreamlike state? These aren't anomalies or quirks of perception. They are signs that your consciousness is beginning to transcend linear time. Michael, 54, a business executive from Seattle, described his experience with the Divine Time Activation. I was sitting in meditation when suddenly the concept of time completely dissolved. I could feel my consciousness expanding beyond the present moment, as if I could perceive the past, present, and future all at once. In that moment, I understood that my soul exists outside of time, and that my true essence is eternal. This activation is not just changing how you perceive time, it's fundamentally altering your relationship with it. As your consciousness shifts into divine time, you'll begin to notice profound changes in how you experience your life. Synchronicities will increase dramatically. Your manifestations will appear more quickly. Your intuitive abilities will become more powerful. This is happening because you're no longer bound by the same temporal limitations that restrict most of humanity. You're beginning to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, with one foot in the physical world and one foot in the eternal realm. In Ecclesiastes 3:11, we read, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart." This ancient wisdom speaks directly to what you're experiencing now, the awakening of eternity within your consciousness. What would change in your life if you truly understood that you are an eternal being? How would you approach your challenges differently if you recognized them as merely temporary experiences in your eternal journey? These are the questions that emerge as the Divine Time Activation intensifies within you. As this activation progresses, you may find yourself becoming less attached to deadlines, schedules, and the rushing energy that dominates modern life. Instead, you'll begin to flow with divine timing, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Your perception will expand beyond the limited framework of past, present, and future, allowing you to access deeper wisdom and understanding about your journey. Time is no longer your master, chosen one. As this divine activation completes, you'll step into a new relationship with the eternal now, one that aligns you more fully with your highest purpose and divine mission. And this is only the second of the 7 divine activations currently unfolding within you. Section 3. The Crystalline Body Activation. Something extraordinary is happening to your physical body right now, chosen one. While others see only flesh and bone, what's actually occurring at the cellular level is nothing short of miraculous. Your body is undergoing a profound energetic transformation, shifting from a carbon-based structure to a crystalline form. This is the 3rd divine activation, the Crystalline Body Activation. Throughout human history, crystals have been revered for their ability to receive, store, amplify, and transmit energy. They are natural conduits for divine frequencies, and now your body is beginning to take on these same properties. In 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, we read, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God?" This sacred teaching reveals the true purpose of your physical form, to be a vessel for divine energy. What you're experiencing goes far beyond typical physical changes. This is a fundamental restructuring of your entire being to accommodate higher frequencies of light and consciousness. David, 58, a former engineer from Arizona, described his experience with the crystalline body activation. "I began experiencing unusual sensations throughout my body, tingling, vibrating, even moments where I felt like my skin was shimmering with light. Medical tests showed nothing unusual, but I knew something profound was happening. Over time, I noticed my intuitive abilities were heightening, and I could sense energies I'd never perceived before. It was as if my body was becoming an antenna for spiritual frequencies." The symptoms of this activation may include heightened sensitivity to light, sound, and energy, unusual sensations of heat, cold, or electricity flowing through your body, periods of unexplained fatigue followed by surges of intense energy, changes in appetite or dietary preferences, an increased awareness of the energy fields around you. These experiences aren't signs of illness or imbalance. They are evidence that your body is being recalibrated to hold more light. This crystalline transformation is preparing you to embody more of your divine essence. As your cells take on crystalline properties, you become a more effective conduit for spiritual energy, a clearer channel through which divine wisdom can flow. For we know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed, we have a building from God, an eternal house in heaven, not built by human hands. 2 Corinthians 5:1. This scripture speaks to the transformation your body is undergoing, from a temporary earthly tent to a vehicle capable of housing divine consciousness. Have you noticed changes in how your body responds to foods, environments, or even other people's energies? Are you becoming more sensitive to subtle frequencies that others seem oblivious to? These shifts are not random or coincidental. They are necessary adjustments as your physical form aligns with your expanding consciousness. As this activation progresses, you may find yourself naturally drawn to practices that support this transformation. Cleaner foods, more time in nature, or energy-based healing modalities. This isn't just about physical health. It's about creating the optimal conditions for your crystalline body to emerge. The crystalline structure forming within you allows for the rapid transmission of information between your cells, your consciousness, and the divine realm, You're becoming a living bridge between heaven and earth. This sacred transformation isn't happening to everyone. It's occurring specifically in those souls, the chosen ones, who volunteered to help anchor higher frequencies on Earth during this pivotal time of planetary evolution. Your body is becoming a living temple, chosen one, and this crystalline activation is only the third of the 7 divine activations currently unfolding within you. Section 4. The Divine Purpose Activation. Deep within your soul lies a sacred mission that you agreed to fulfill before you ever entered this physical plane. This isn't just a career or a life path, it's a divine contract that your soul made with the universe. And right now, this contract is being activated within you at an unprecedented rate. This is the 4th divine activation, the Divine Purpose Activation. For many years, you may have sensed this purpose stirring beneath the surface of your consciousness. Perhaps it came as fleeting glimpses or intuitive nudges that you couldn't fully comprehend. But now the veil is lifting, and your divine mission is coming into focus with crystal clarity. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This sacred promise speaks directly to the divine blueprint encoded in your soul. Your purpose isn't something you need to create or invent. It already exists within you. It's woven into the very fabric of your being, waiting for this precise moment to be revealed. Elizabeth, 47, a former corporate executive from Toronto, described her experience with the Divine Purpose Activation. "For decades, I built a successful career that looked impressive from the outside, but never truly fulfilled me. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. I began receiving clear visions of how I was meant to serve others through spiritual healing work. The knowing was so powerful that I couldn't ignore it. Within 6 months, I had completely restructured my life to align with this calling. The remarkable thing is how effortless it felt, as if I was finally flowing with my natural current instead of swimming against it." This activation doesn't always manifest as a dramatic career change. For some chosen ones, it appears as a deepening or expansion of work you're already doing. For others, it emerges as a completely new direction. The key is that your purpose will feel undeniably right at the soul level. It will resonate with a truth that transcends logical reasoning. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs 19:21. This ancient wisdom reminds us that true purpose comes not from the mind, but from divine guidance. As this activation intensifies, you may experience sudden clarity about your life's direction, a magnetic pull toward specific people, places, or opportunities, synchronicities that guide you toward your mission. A deep knowing that transcends doubt or fear. An unexplainable courage to make necessary changes. What sets divine purpose apart from ordinary ambition is that it's always in service to the greater good. Your mission isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. Ask yourself, what gifts do I possess that seem to come naturally to me but are valuable to others? Where do I feel most alive, most connected to something greater than myself? What issues or causes stir my soul most deeply? The answers to these questions contain clues to your divine purpose. As you align more fully with this purpose, you'll notice that doors begin to open effortlessly. People, resources, and opportunities will appear at precisely the right moments to support your journey. This isn't coincidence. It's divine orchestration. The universe conspires to support those who are walking in alignment with their soul's purpose. Your activation is happening now because the world needs your specific gifts. The unique combination of talents, wisdom, and energy that you embody is essential for this particular moment in human history. You weren't chosen by accident, and your purpose isn't random. You are a crucial piece in a much larger divine plan. This divine purpose activation is only the fourth of the 7 sacred activations currently unfolding within you, Chosen One. Section 5. The Divine Sight. Activation. Your eyes are evolving, Chosen One. Not just your physical eyes, but your spiritual vision. That divine faculty, which allows you to perceive what remains hidden to others. What's happening now is a profound awakening of your ability to see beyond the veil that separates the physical realm from the spiritual dimensions. This is the 5th divine activation, the Divine Sight activation. Throughout human history, seers, prophets, and mystics have possessed the ability to perceive spiritual realities that others could not. Now this same gift is awakening within you. In Ephesians chapter 1:18 we read, "I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you." This sacred teaching speaks directly to the divine sight that is now activating within your consciousness. Your spiritual vision operates through what many traditions call the third eye, that mystical center of perception located between your physical eyes. As this center awakens you, begin to perceive layers of reality that have always existed but remained beyond your awareness. James 52, a financial advisor from Chicago, described his experience with the divine sight activation. "I was reviewing some investment reports at my desk when suddenly my vision seemed to shift. Could see energy fields around the objects in my office, colors and patterns of light that I'd never noticed before. Even more remarkably, when I met with clients in the following days, I could perceive their emotional states before they spoke a word. Information about their lives and challenges would come to me intuitively, allowing me to serve them at a much deeper level. It was as if I'd developed a form of emotional and spiritual X-ray vision. As your divine sight activates, you may experience seeing colors, lights, or auras around people and objects, receiving visual impressions or images during meditation or prayer, noticing signs and symbols in your environment that carry spiritual messages, dreams becoming more vivid and prophetic, glimpsing events before they occur in physical reality. These experiences aren't hallucinations or imagination. They're glimpses into the multidimensional nature of existence that your expanding consciousness is now able to perceive. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Matthew 5:8. This beatitude reveals a profound truth about divine sight, that it's connected to the purity of your intentions and the openness of your heart. The activation of your divine sight serves a crucial purpose in your spiritual journey. It allows you to navigate both physical and spiritual realities simultaneously, making you more effective in fulfilling your divine mission. Have you noticed an increased sensitivity to the energy of people, places, or objects? Are you receiving visual impressions or symbols that seem to carry significant meaning? Do you sometimes know things about situations or people without being told? These are all signs that your divine sight is awakening. As this activation progresses, you'll find yourself able to perceive the underlying patterns and energies that shape physical reality. You'll begin to see beyond surface appearances to the spiritual truths that lie beneath. This doesn't mean you'll be constantly bombarded with visions or otherworldly perceptions. Divine sight functions with elegant precision, revealing exactly what you need to see when you need to see it. Your spiritual vision is awakening now because you'll need this faculty to navigate the rapidly changing energetic landscape of our world. As a chosen one, you're being equipped with the perceptual tools necessary to guide yourself and others through the global transformation that's currently unfolding. This divine sight activation is only the fifth of the 7 sacred activations currently unfolding within you. Section 6. The Divine Voice Activation. Your voice carries more power than you realize. Chosen one. Every word you speak sends ripples through the energetic fabric of reality. And right now, your voice is being infused with divine creative power that will transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. This is the 6th divine activation, the Divine Voice Activation. In the beginning of creation, God spoke the world into existence. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Genesis 1:3. This sacred truth reveals the fundamental creative power of the divine voice, a power that is now awakening within you. Your voice is not merely a tool for communication. It is a divine instrument of creation, manifestation, and healing. The words you speak are becoming charged with spiritual energy that can literally reshape reality. Anna 45. A teacher from Melbourne experienced this activation in a profound way. I had always been soft-spoken, often feeling like my words didn't matter. Then one morning I woke up feeling different, as if something had shifted in my throat. Later that day, I was leading a discussion with my students when I noticed something extraordinary. As I spoke about possibilities and potential, I could actually feel my words creating energy in the room. Students who had been disengaged for months were suddenly captivated. In the weeks that followed, several of them approached me to say that something I'd said had completely changed their perspective on life. I realized then that my voice had become a channel for something much greater than myself. As this divine activation intensifies, you may notice your words having a more profound impact on others, manifestations occurring more rapidly after you speak them aloud. A new resonance or quality in your voice that others comment on, increased confidence and clarity when expressing your truth, the ability to calm, heal, or energize others simply through speaking. This isn't about developing eloquence or becoming a polished public speaker. It's about your voice becoming a pure conduit for divine truth and power. Proverbs 18:21 tells us that the tongue has the power of life and death. This isn't metaphorical. It's a literal description of the creative power your voice now carries. When was the last time you spoke something into existence? Have you noticed situations changing after you declared them to be different? Have your words begun to carry a weight and impact that surprises even you? As this activation progresses, you'll discover that your voice becomes a tool for actively creating your reality, rather than simply describing it. Your declarations, blessings, and even your prayers will carry a vibrational frequency that literally reconfigures the energetic fields around you. This divine gift requires responsibility. You must become increasingly mindful of the words you speak, recognizing that each one carries creative power. Negative speech complaints and limiting declarations will manifest just as readily as positive ones. Set a guard over my mouth, Lord. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Psalm 141:3. Your divine voice is awakening now, because the world needs the specific frequency that only you can transmit. The unique vibration of your voice, when aligned with divine truth, has the power to awaken, heal, and transform those who hear it. This doesn't mean you need to become a public speaker or influencer, though some chosen ones will be called to these roles. It simply means that your authentic expression, whether one-on-one or to larger groups, now carries a spiritual potency that can catalyze profound change. This divine voice activation is only the 6th of the 7 sacred activations currently unfolding within you, chosen one. Section 7. The Dimensional Veil Activation. The world around you is not as solid as it appears, Chosen One. What we perceive as physical reality is actually a densely woven tapestry of energy vibration and consciousness. And right now, the veil that separates our physical dimension from higher spiritual realms is becoming thinner for you. This is the seventh and final divine activation, the dimensional veil activation. Throughout human history, there have been rare moments when the boundaries between dimensions temporarily dissolved, allowing profound spiritual experiences to occur. Now, this dimensional thinning is happening specifically for you, not as a temporary event, but as a permanent shift in your consciousness. In 2 Kings 6:17, we read about the prophet Elisha praying for his servant. And Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. This sacred account describes exactly what's happening for you now, the opening of your perception to spiritual realities that have always existed but remained hidden. This activation doesn't mean you're leaving the physical world behind. Rather, you're developing the ability to perceive and navigate multiple dimensions simultaneously, becoming a bridge between worlds. William, 61, a retired physician from Florida, described his experience with the dimensional veil activation. "I was sitting on my porch one evening when everything around me seemed to shift. The air became almost translucent, and I could sense multiple layers of reality existing in the same space. I began to perceive spiritual beings moving through my environment, not in a frightening way, but as a natural part of a much larger reality that I was now able to perceive. Since that evening, the boundary between physical and spiritual has remained permeable for me. I live in both worlds at once." As this final activation intensifies, you may experience objects in your environment sometimes appearing translucent or luminous. Moments when time and space seem to bend or flow differently. Heightened awareness of spiritual presences around you. Glimpses of other realms or dimensions during meditation or dreams. Increased synchronicities and reality glitches in your daily life. These experiences aren't signs of mental instability. They're evidence that your consciousness is expanding beyond the limitations of three-dimensional perception. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. 2 Corinthians 4, 17, 18. This scripture speaks directly to the expansion of consciousness you're now experiencing. The ability to perceive the unseen eternal dimensions that exist beyond physical reality. Have you noticed moments where reality seems more fluid or dreamlike? Times when synchronicities occur with such precision that they cannot be coincidental. Instances where you sense presences or energies that others don't seem to notice. These are all signs that the dimensional veil is thinning for you. As this activation completes, you'll find yourself able to move seamlessly between different levels of perception, grounded in physical reality while simultaneously aware of the spiritual dimensions that interpenetrate it. This multidimensional awareness is essential for your role as a chosen one during this pivotal time on Earth as humanity collectively moves toward a higher state of consciousness. Those like you who can already navigate these expanded realities will serve as guides and way showers. Your perception is expanding now because you have agreed at a soul level to help anchor higher frequencies into the physical dimension. You are becoming a living portal through which divine energies can flow into our world. This dimensional veil activation completes the 7 divine activations that are transforming you from within. Together, they form a sacred sequence that is preparing you for the final stage of your spiritual awakening. Chosen One, you have now received the sacred knowledge of the 7 divine activations that are currently unfolding within you. This is not information that is meant for everyone. It is specifically for those souls who have been chosen to help lead humanity through this pivotal time of transformation. The 7 divine activations we've explored together form a sacred sequence: the awakening of divine origin, remembering who you truly are, the divine time activation, transcending linear time, the crystalline body activation, transforming your physical vessel, the divine purpose activation, aligning with your soul mission, the divine sight activation, perceiving beyond the physical, the divine voice activation, speaking with creative power, the dimensional veil activation, bridging multiple realities. Together, these activations are preparing you for your final awakening, the complete remembrance of your divine nature and the full embodiment of your spiritual powers. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light. 1 Peter chapter 9. What happens next depends entirely on you. These activations have been initiated, but their complete unfoldment requires your conscious participation. Will you step fully into the divine being that you truly are? Will you embrace the sacred responsibility that comes with being a chosen one in these extraordinary times? The world needs you now more than ever. It needs your light, your wisdom, your courage, and your love. If this message has resonated in the depths of your soul, take a moment now to affirm your commitment to this sacred journey. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and type 888 in the comments below to signal to the universe that you are ready to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. The time of waiting is over. The time of preparation is complete. Now is the moment for you to rise into the magnificence of who you truly are. Your final awakening begins now, chosen one, and nothing will ever be the same again.